Yeah, but those vines just were killing our trees. You can see the trees just.
Well, actually, mine did most of that back there.
Oh, did you? Oh,
Because
okay.
our property was back right up.
To yours.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that makes, I see, if that's what she wants to go, it makes sense, for sure. But you can run those separate
Friend.
too.
You can see a lot of squirrels.
Because like the general fund, that's the parks and whatever, it's fine.
No,
We don't feed anything.
ourselves.
Coyotes going off the other day.
Maybe.
I like
They got something.
I'm hoping the turkey.
Email it to me, I'll just forward you those directions.
I like that sound.
So it makes sense. Again, I haven't looked at it, so I assume that's
Well,
what
no, it's just a neat outdoor, the coyotes.
Christmas, we should go to
I wouldn't want to be out there.
No.
Did we hear, is Jerry not coming?
Yeah, he's not coming.
Okay.
Coyotes.
They usually line up the rabbit population.
Usually hair.
So
rolled
the
up.
trade Jan's hit list anyway.
Oh, I know.
What are
The
you
rabbits.
Oh.
They just tear up.
I imagine I would, Fred. I can't imagine why I wouldn't. I mean, unless you have.
2 or 3 of them this spring with live traps. You know, I'd catch them and
Take them.
take
Take a
them.
look, birdies.
No, I would take them all the way past that,
The chef.
no, that gas station that's on
Oh,
the way
marathon.
to-
The marathon?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should have cooked them. I used to get that coyote urine stuff that you, once it rained.
Yeah.
Areas on the cruise.
Gotta wait till.
I'm not sure.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone.
It is 3 o'clock. Let us start with the agenda items. And the first, after I just called it to order at 3 o'clock, would be the Pledge of Allegiance. Please rise. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Agenda item number 3, approval of the agenda.
I move to approve the agenda.
It's been in motion and supported. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Any nays? Anybody abstaining? The ayes have it. Agenda item number 4, the public comment on non-agenda items. So is there anybody from the public that would like to speak with a 2-minute maximum on non-agenda items? There being none, we should proceed with the approval of the minutes for the August 20th, 2024.
I move to approve the minutes from August 20th, 2024.
Support.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any nays? Any abstentions? The ayes have it. Agenda item number 6, accessory building variance. Go ahead.
It's requesting a variance from the size restrictions for accessory buildings outlined in the zoning ordinance to allow for a greater square footage than required by code. The square footage of any accessory building located on a property within a subdivision or a site condominium development cannot exceed the footprint of the livable portion of the property's principal building. If granted, the variance would allow for the expansion of an existing detached airplane hangar by an additional 2,250 square feet for a gross floor area of 4,750 square feet, whereas the zoning ordinance allows a maximum area of 2,954 square feet. The property under consideration is outlined in light blue on the map to the right, with the proposed hangar addition illustrated through the red and white hatch marks. The Michigan courts have applied 5 principles for a dimensional variance. These standards of review are outlined here on the slide. Over the next few slides, I'll provide a summary of each standard along with an evaluation of the request against these standards. The material located in the packet goes into further detail on these items. The first criteria to consider is unique physical circumstances. The subject site condominium development was designed and intended for all residents to enjoy airplane hangars and have unique direct access to Newman's Airfield. Airplane hangars are purposely designed to be large. However, there are no grading challenges or other unique physical circumstances preventing compliance with the current ordinance, as the applicant already has a functioning airplane hangar on site. The second criteria is whether conformance is unnecessarily burdensome. The township's zoning ordinance for accessory buildings was amended back in 2020 to define limits pertaining to maximum size allowed, as well as placement restrictions. The 2020 amendment particularly detailed different size requirements for outbuildings on unplatted parcels versus lots and building sites located within subdivisions and site condominium developments. Although the subject property is located within a site condominium development, the mentioned ordinance amendment does not provide for any allowance for increased square footage for airplane hangars located on properties within Newman's Airfield. The master deed for Skyview Estates identifies the detached airplane hangars may contain up to 4,500 square feet of net floor area. Prior to the 2020 amendment, the township's ordinance did not have any maximum size requirements for outbuildings. Therefore, many other owners within the Skyview Estates neighborhood were able to utilize the deed restrictions to its fullest potential, hence the reason why several properties within the development possess larger hangars. The average hangar size within the development is approximately 3,750 square feet. The third criteria to consider is substantial justice. And then in researching the past ZBA decisions regarding the request for relief from size restrictions for outbuildings, no similar variance requests were found. The next criteria to consider is whether the request is a self-created hardship. The site condominium development that the subject property is located within, which includes an airstrip and allows airplane hangars with a net floor area of up to 4,500 square feet. The zoning ordinance does allow for outbuildings such as a detached airplane hangar on the property. However, the applicant's desire to expand the airplane hangar to a size which exceeds the max area allowed by the code, which could be argued as a self-created hardship. The last criterion to consider is whether granting the variance would negatively impact the health, safety, and welfare of others. It is not expected that granting the variance request would negatively impact such. There are several other properties within the same development that have significantly larger airplane hangars than the current size of the applicant's existing hangar. The master deed for the Skyview Estates site condominium, which was reviewed and approved by the township back in 1999, specifically states that detached airplane hangars may contain up to 4,500 square feet of net floor area. The proposed addition for the airplane hangar would not be any closer to the east, west, or north property lines than what it is currently. The south side of the addition would at least be 100 plus feet from the south property line. So on this slide is a summary of findings of fact that would support the variance request, which includes number 1, it is not expected that granting the variance would negatively impact the health, safety, or welfare of others. 2, the conditions or circumstances which created the variance request are not entirely self-created. And 3, conformance to the zoning ordinance is unnecessarily burdensome, as the latest amendment to the ordinance did not consider properties tied to Newman's Airfield. And then here are findings of the fact that would support variance denial, which include 1, minimum necessary for substantial justice is not proven, and 2, there are no unique physical circumstances that prevent strict compliance with the code. So in summary, there are 2 possible motions that the ZBA can make. one, approve the variance request, or two, deny the variance request. Thank you.
Thank you, Colton. We have the applicants here. Would anybody from the applicants or any representatives would like to step up to the lectern and say something? Upon doing so, please state your name. Thank you.
Jim and Mary Jane Midget. Not sure we can say much more than what Colton already did. We, right now, have probably one of the smallest airplane hangars on the airport. And we're looking to get a variance to enlarge it to be more in line with other airplane hangars that are existing on the airport. We obviously aren't planning on going any bigger than what the association originally approved back in '99. We don't feel that it would create any hardship for any of our neighbors. Talked to several neighbors that actually support us and what we want to do. So I think it would be a good thing.
Yeah, we'd just like to ask for approval for the extension by the board. And we have the support of the neighborhood here, part of the neighborhood, part of the board. They've said that they also approve, and it's within the homeowners, or I'm sorry, the condominium association bylaws that are written, so. Okay.
Thank you.
Questions?
No, thank you.
Thank you.
Is there anyone else?
Bernie, Maine. My address is 10339 Skyview Drive. I live to the west of Midget's here. I support it. I'd urge you to grant the variance.
Good afternoon. My name is Michael Lutke, and I also live at Skyview, right directly across the street at 10216 Skyview Drive. And I perhaps have the largest hangar on the airport, and did receive a variance to build that hangar, which is 5,000 square feet. And I use every bit of it. Thank you.
Hello, Matthew Pryor and the Pryor family. We're at 142 North Skyview Drive. We're down kind of where the map is on your picture. And we have the maximal size of 4,500 square feet. And it's absolutely necessary to house the equipment that is used to not just store airplanes, but also maintain the runway, as it is a public airport. And we all individually put in our own equipment and time to maintain the runway, airport, and keep it open to the public. So, thank you. We support it.
Thank you. All right, so we'll close it off right there. This is the time right now that the board will go into deliberations.
Can we ask questions of the audience that made a presentation?
If the chair allows it.
I'll allow it.
Bernie said that he supported it. Is your address 10339?
Yes, I live right to the west.
Okay. So I was concerned about that.
I'm sorry, he'll have to go to the microphone because the person who does the minutes won't be able to hear his answer.
Okay,
That's right,
I'm
I'm sorry.
Okay. I just want to make sure that you're improved, because I noticed that the hangar's closer to your house than it is to the applicant's house, actually.
Yeah, I mean, they're all big lots. We have plenty of distance between the houses and the lot lines.
Thank you.
Okay.
I have a question for staff. Good. All right, we don't have your mobile microphone. I'll ask the question as you walk over there. It's a short question. Where are we at with changing this ordinance so that we don't have to give, variances for these hangars where it seems to be the cool thing is to have the big hangar, that's what it takes to be out there. So I don't know when the last variance was, I don't know if it said in here when the last variance was given, but shouldn't that be one of our steps, is changing this?
Yeah, we should change the ordinance to address the fact that this was a development where we approved hangars up to 4,500 square feet. We shouldn't have to do a variance. So depending on the number of vacant properties out there, we should have the ordinance.
Right, because it's not the first time and it's not gonna be the last.
It might not be.
Yeah.
So, yeah, this is actually the very first variance for any outbuilding within the township. Prior to this, prior to the 2020 amendment, any accessory building that exceeded the livable floor area of the principal building on site, so the dwelling, had to go through the site plan review process. So the ZBA was constantly seeing these, and so I think Julie Johnston and Ben Clark amended the ordinance so that it could be more of an administrative process. But yeah, I totally agree with amending the ordinance as it pertains to Newman's Airfield. I think it's a unique development. You know, I mean, it's an open space community with an airstrip, so.
Yeah.
Another question on that, does the ordinance, zoning ordinance override the master approval plan, does that?
Well, in all actuality, when we amended our zoning ordinance, we should have taken into account Newman's Field.
Correct.
Because we had, and you could make an argument that the master plan that was approved was controlling, and therefore we shouldn't need a variance. But to be fair to everybody concerned, be fair to our process, we decided to go ahead and put it through the variance process. So you could make that argument that it shouldn't be necessary. And had we caught this at the time the ordinance was amended, it wouldn't be. But unfortunately, hindsight's 20/20.
Any other questions from the board? Thank you, Cody. All right, back to the board's deliberation, so,
Well, I'd like to make a motion that we allow the variance for the construction of a hangar not to exceed 4,500.
I'm sorry, is your mic on? Turn your mic on, yeah, that's right.
You know, in 45 years of practicing law, no one ever told me that I had a soft voice. So, I would like to make a motion that we approve this request for a variance to allow the construction of a hangar not to exceed 4,500 square feet on this lot, since it's not going to hurt anybody. It's really a fairly unique situation. I don't see us running into this too often, but Dusty's got some familiarity with it apparently. And for all of the other reasons stated in Colton's staff report.
I'll second that motion.
The motion on the floor and has been seconded. All in favor, say aye.
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 Are there any nays? The ayes have it. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Happy flying.
Let's see. Where we at? Agenda item number 7?
Yeah, so here we have a request to extend the validity of a site plan that was before you back in 2022 for the Faraday project. It's actually a project that was intended to be built within the BTR Park 2.0. It's for a approximately 60,000 square foot office and manufacturing distribution facility. They were extended once administratively by staff back in November of 2023. However, they submitted a request to extend it once more. And and plan on constructing the facility in the BTR Park 2.0 in spring of 2025, so this upcoming spring. But they wouldn't be able to, pull building permits and construct it prior to expiring this November. So that's the request, and that's the purpose for the extension. And yeah, staff recommends the ZBA approve the extension.
Okay.
Do we have a policy on how often we will allow extensions? I noticed in looking through the materials that really the applicant's saying that, well, we don't have everything quite put together yet. And I had the feeling reading it that 2025 in the spring may be a real optimistic point on his behalf. I mean, if he doesn't do it, can he re-extend it 3, 4, 5 times?
So I think the code allows for one administrative extension,
Right.
which they already utilized, and then one with the board. But after that, I don't believe they're allowed to extend any further.
Thank you.
It's not uncommon. Over the years that I've spent with the township, it's not uncommon to have a second extension.
Okay. Is there a representative from Faraday Properties here? Yes, sir. Thank you, Colton.
Yeah.
Sir, do you have anything that you want to say? If so, please approach the lectern and tell us your name.
Good afternoon. It's
Good
good to be
afternoon.
here again, slightly different crowd. We were in the township over the last several months obtaining a IDD and IFT approval, which we received. A part of the delays in the construction were due to both logistics and costs after the 2020 to 2022 economic items that occurred. So the cost on the construction went up by $3 to $5 million from the original quote that we received. Made it cost prohibitive for us to do the construction last year. With the grace of the Oshtemo Township, we received the IFT exemption, which dramatically helps with that ongoing cost. And we're making all progress toward a spring to early summer commencement as expected.
Okay. Thank you. Any questions from the board?
And I don't know if I stated my name, but it's Kyle Cisco with Faraday Properties and Faraday Defense.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, board.
Well, I move that we grant the extension. This, I guess, would be the last extension for 12 months for this particular site.
Motion on the floor to grant the extension.
I'll second.
It's been seconded by Ms. Farmer. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Are there any nays? Any abstentions? The ayes have it. Thank you, sir. Agenda. Where were we? Item number,
I don't even know what I did with my agenda. Oh.
agenda item number 8, other updates in business.
No updates from staff.
No updates from staff. And we are in adjournment, so do I need to take a vote for the adjournment? I forgot.
You do not. Oh, sorry.
He was telling, we've run out of
We've
stuff to
exhausted
talk
our
about.
agenda. This
Yeah,
evening.
we have exhausted our agenda, and it is now adjourned at 3:22. Thank you.
Just one quick question. Are we likely to have anything for October? Are you working with anybody?
Not at the moment. I think October may be canceled at this time. But we could have something come in at the last second, but right now.
When's the deadline?
I'd have to do that.
Don't worry about it. No, you don't have to get back to me on that. everybody.
Thanks.